Welcome to Billings Public Schools Video Tutorials. If you've been watching our channel, you've known that I've been doing a series of iPad tutorials comparing iOS 6 and iOS 7 for the iPad. I'm going to continue that series, and in this particular tutorial, I'm going to show you how Apple has improved and changed the camera app on their iPad. And so I'm going to start with iOS 6, which is the screen on the left-hand side of your computer screen. And I'm just going to go ahead and go into my photography folder and launch the camera app. And you're going to see, my basement, obviously, as soon as I move my finger. So I'll just put my camera on my fireplace, which is not complete yet, but what I want you to notice is the quality of that picture. And then I also want you to notice that I can access my photos from my camera roll on my iPad. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that. And then I also have an options button. And when I tap that options button, I can turn a grid off or on. Moving across the screen, I can also rotate the camera's lens, which you do not want me to do at this late hour. So I'll just leave that alone. Just know you can do that. And then you can also switch from camera to video on this tool. So I'm just going to take a quick snapshot here. One thing that is different with iOS 6 and iOS 7 with the camera app is in iOS 6, you have to tap the camera icon and let up. The camera won't actually take the picture until you let up on the icon. So let's just take a look at that picture. I'll pull that up and we'll just leave it right there for now. And you can kind of see that it's not the best quality, but let's go ahead and tap done on that guy and we'll get back to seeing both screens. Excuse me. Now in iOS 7, I'll go ahead and launch my camera app in iOS 7. Looks a little different, not too much different, but boy, once you get in there, it looks a lot different. So I'm going to go ahead and show you around here a little bit. To access photos that you've already taken, that's in the bottom right-hand corner instead of the bottom left. And so I'll just tap that, and you can see that that comes up easily enough. And that's a photo I took. So I'm going to say done, takes me right back to my camera. And then you have, up above that, you have three different options now. You can do something called square, which takes the aspect ratio of your lens and changes it to a square instead of that elongated landscape view. So I'm going to go back to photo. You're going to see that. You can see it fills my screen. Or I can take a video, pull that down. Okay, so I'll just put it back to photo. And then there's a new feature in the camera. It's called HDR, and you can turn HDR on or off. And HDR stands for high dynamic resolution. And basically what happens when you have this on is it takes 3 pictures immediately, and then it fuses them together in different lighting so that you can get the best possible contrast and lighting from the picture from those 3 particular shots. At the very top, you can see that you can rotate your camera again to be a front-facing or taking the lens off the back of the iPad, shooting from the back of the iPad. The cool feature that they changed in iOS 7 is now you can actually hold down the button on your camera. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and hold down the button. I'm going to take a series of pictures just by holding my thumb over the lens. You're going to hear my camera. So I just took a ton of pictures right there, and so I'll just show you those real quick. So you can see that I was holding my thumb over the camera button and then just turning my iPad, and I was getting a series of pictures that I could actually put into a different app and stitch as long as I got good shots. I was kind of blurry there. But this allows you to take, this is really super nice if you're doing some action shots. My husband is a track coach and he coaches pole vault, so this is going to be nice for me come track season in a few months to be able to take some action shots of his kiddos vaulting. So let's just take a quick look at the difference between the two pictures. So what I just did is I jumped between my iOS 6 and my iOS 7 device. This picture you're seeing was taken with my iOS 6, and this picture that I'll pull up in just a second here was taken with iOS 7. I have not moved. I put the iPad in the same position, so you can clearly see that there's a difference between the images in the two cameras. Now, it doesn't hurt that I have an iPad 2 on one side and the iPad 4th generation as well. So that was a huge improvement in hardware as well. But I think I'm getting a better lighting. I turned that HDR on and got that high dynamic resolution picture, and I think I got a better picture because of that as well. So another difference between iOS 6 and iOS 7 is that camera app, and I'm pretty impressed with that.